And Melissa, that traffic could be in part to the East Providence schools reopening today after a day of distance learning yesterday. 6:45 is when the high school doors opened. 7:30 it was back to school for the middle schoolers, and we're about 27 minutes away now from the elementary students getting back to the classroom today.
Yeah, so they had virtual learning yesterday, back in the classroom today, but it's going to be early dismissal this afternoon just so they can get the buses out and people on the roads before the rush hour this afternoon. So Jake Coulter has been live in East Providence this morning. Jake, every time we've gone to you, we've seen traffic basically stopped. Now we're actually seeing the cars moving. Would you say it's getting better or kind of just the same and we caught you at a good time?
It's funny you say that, Kate. I was just going to say, if there was, words to describe the traffic this morning here on North Broadway in East Providence, it would be stop and start. So it's very much ebb and flow. People come to that complete halt and it looks like a parking lot for a little bit, and then they get moving again. Nobody's ever stopped for too long. But I mean, again, the commute time to try to get over is still going to be pretty insane. I'll step out of the way here. You can see. So that's going north on North Broadway. That's where everybody's going to try to link up with the Henderson Bridge, make it across the Seekonk River, because of course, as we know, the westbound lanes of 195, that is not a viable option right now. So when it comes to the bridge itself, RIDOT released an annual inspection report from July of this year late last night. The report revealed that the bridge has been structurally deficient for years and has had to be inspected yearly. RIDOT Director Peter Alvidi insisted the structural concerns that closed the bridge were discovered last Friday and were not critical back in July. Officials that say these photos show how far the damage has progressed from July to December. Other pictures showing several cracks in the structure of the bridge. We spoke with a driver about 20 minutes ago who says his commute times have just been insane the last couple days.
It took me 2.5 hours the first day, an hour and a half yesterday, and I've been in this 40 minutes already.
And you still got to get over the bridge.
My GPS says 55 more minutes, yeah.
Now, if there's any good news, it's that those two lanes, the two left lanes in the eastbound lanes of 195 headed east, we were saying that those were going to take about 2 weeks to be open to westbound traffic. Now it's looking like RIDOT officials are saying that that could be open by this weekend, which could help ease some of this traffic with everybody going over the Henderson Bridge, having another option to get across the Seekonk River. That will definitely help to ease some of the traffic concerns, or so we can hope. Governor McKee is scheduled to have another press briefing today. That'll be at 12:30 this afternoon. We'll be sure to bring you the updates from that here on 12 News and online at WPRI.com. For now, live in East Providence, Jay Coulter, 12 News.
All right, thanks, Jake. We saw that rescue vehicle going through as well. So we've been talking about that this morning and how they're able to get through. Rhode Island House Minority Leader Michael Chippendale is calling on the state's House Oversight Committee to investigate deeper into what led up to the abrupt closure of the bridge. In a statement, he urges Speaker Joseph Shekarchi to empower the House Oversight Committee to look into all the interactions between RIDOT and the contractors who constructed and maintained the Washington Bridge. He says they should also investigate the parameters under which routine inspections are done, going on to say, quote, if we have unqualified people performing these inspections, which I think is the only inference we can draw from what we know at this time, then we need to address that immediately.
And looking ahead to later today, when Governor Dan McKee will sign a letter for emergency declaration funding from the Small Business Association. Those small businesses impacted by the bridge breakdown will then be able to apply for loans at 3.5%. The Commerce Department is also working on setting up a physical business recovery center as well as technical assistance for applicants. The governor toured Wayland Square in Providence yesterday, where a lot of the traffic has been diverted over the last several days.
I did mention that personally I do shop in Wayland Square, and Christmas Eve is one of my stops. So I got to make sure that that everything is going well personally, but also, Mayor, we got to make sure that we do the right thing by the businesses in your community.
So the Commerce Department is asking businesses looking to apply for an SBA loan to track their losses so that they are prepared to fill out that application.
How about this? The Rhode Island Department of Health is recommending pregnant women in the East Bay who are in labor and need to get to a hospital and have consulted with their doctor should call an ambulance in order to avoid traffic. As we've reported, emergency vehicles can still travel westbound on a designated lane that will be monitored on the bridge.
Turning now to 12 Responds, where we have been answering your questions about the bridge breakdown. We know you have a lot of them. One of them has to deal with the structural integrity of the eastbound side of the bridge. With the westbound in such dire straits, how do we know that the eastbound side is safe? We took that question to RIDOT, and they said that the east side of the bridge is an entirely different structure that was built only 15 years ago. If you have a question, you can submit it to 12 Responds on WPRI.com. All right, Melissa, of course, we are continuing to monitor that closure of the Washington Bridge and its impacts, as you are. Many are starting to think back of the recent bridge collapses we've seen in Los Angeles and here in Philadelphia. In both of those cases, what were expected to be months-long traffic interruptions were actually resolved in just a matter of a few weeks.
So one congressman from our area brought that up to federal officials in relation to the Washington Bridge repairs. And 12 News reporter Jake Holter is tracking that part of the story, as well as the current traffic conditions that we see right behind you in East Providence this morning. Jake.
Well, Kate and Erica, yeah, traffic just absolutely crawling here on North Broadway in East Providence right now at about 8:30. I will step out of the way, give you a closer look. You can just see brake lights all the way back. So this is, you're looking north on North Broadway. This is that main detour that people have to take to get over the Henderson Bridge, because that's the only way across the Seekonk River at this point, with the westbound lanes of 195 shut down. But if you're looking for a little bit of good news this morning, I was out here yesterday telling you that RIDOT officials expected the shift of westbound traffic into eastbound lanes would take about 2 weeks. Now RIDOT officials expect that transition to happen by this weekend, in the hopes that it will ease this traffic nightmare here in East Providence and the surrounding areas. Elected officials from the area working to see what kind of help they can get from D.C. Yesterday on Capitol Hill, Massachusetts Congressman Jake Auchincloss asking the Federal Highway Administrator what they can do to help remedy the problem. The administrator pledging support and saying there is large federal eligibility to use funds to help repair the bridge.
Do you think there are things that the state could be doing to reduce the timeline for repair? I mean, we're looking at, in Pennsylvania, Governor Shapiro got it up and open in, what, a week?
2 weeks for Pennsylvania, 8 days for California. I think every...
Those are the kind of timelines we're looking for, I think.
Yeah. Thank you, Representative. I understand that for Rhode Islanders and everyone on the East Coast, it's a critical artery. We will do everything we can to get that bridge open as quickly as possible.
Now, Auchincloss, of course, represents many southeastern Massachusetts commuters who use the Washington Bridge. And like I said, well, the bypass on the eastbound lanes is going to happen ahead of schedule, which is good news. The reopening of 195 West, those original lanes, that's still looking like it's going to take some months to get safe for travelers to continue to go across. For now, live in East Providence, Jake Holter, 12 News.
Well, the Rhode Island Commerce Secretary said that they have started the process for businesses to apply for emergency declaration funding from the Small Business Association. A Zoom call featuring both East Providence Mayor Bob DeSilva and Lieutenant Governor Sabina Matos started the process of getting shops located in East Providence 3.5% interest loans to help them deal with the impacts from the bridge breakdown and heavy traffic buildup. The Commerce Secretary says right now there aren't many options.
Looking at other options that would be available to businesses. Because this crisis was not caused by an act of God or an accident, there are a lot less options for us.
The Commerce Department is also working on setting up a physical business recovery center, as well as technical assistance for applicants. They hope to have funding available in the next few days.
Now turning to 12 Responds, where we've been answering your questions about the bridge breakdown. A popular one over the last few days has been, can you ask the governor to waive fees crossing the Newport Bridge, which has been a popular alternative for many commuters. The Rhode Island Bridge and Turnpike Authority said there's no plans to suspend tolls at this time. For those Rhode Islanders with transponders, it costs 83 cents, but for anyone who doesn't have one, the toll is $6. If you have a question that you want answered, you can email us at 12responds@WPRI.com.